Okay, guys. So we're going to talk about basically all the different levels of boundedness that we had done yesterday, but now we're going to figure out how to find it on the calculator. So I'm going to give us a function, and I'm going to show you how to do everything for that function on the calculator. So we're going to have f of x is equal to x to the fourth minus 23x squared minus 18x plus 40. And now I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. On the interval of 0 to 1, neither of them included, is the graph increasing or decreasing? B, find the greatest lower bound, GLB, on the interval of -5 to 1, both included. C, find the lowest upper bound, LUB, on the interval of -2 to 1, both included. D, find intervals when f is increasing. E, is f bounded on the closed interval of -2 to 2? And lastly, find all zeros. Sure. All right, and I'm going to tell you the steps. I'm going to write out the steps for you. No, right now. All that? These are questions. This isn't steps.
Oh, these are like steps. Like do that and then find that and then find that. No.
I don't know. It's okay, Nico. Just go to sleep.
Okay.
I don't know. Too soon. I'm stressed.
Oh, we have a flex day.
Yeah. Flex is today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't tell you this stuff anymore. Like,
it ends at 8:20.
Okay, are we ready?
No.
Maya. Maya. Guys, we got to be quicker here. Stop talking.
So early.
I know. Poor Maya. I appreciate your colorful notes.
Thank you, Gianna and I always do the same colors.
Yeah, because of you.
Why are you mad?
There's so much neither. Look how pretty they are.
Well, that's because she takes so long to write.
Gianna, are you something? These are like giant. Those are like really cute.
Gianna's aren't in a notebook.
Yeah.
Because I've graphed people.
Well, they go back in my binder after. But you do math.
Yeah. Not my homework,
Oh yeah, no.
but notes.
And
Okay.
don't-
You got it?
I don't write it down.
Okay. So what we're going to do, let's write out our steps now. So the function is f of x, I'm going to rewrite it, f of x equals x to the fourth minus 23x squared minus 18x plus 40. Our first step is to enter the function into the calculator. Right. I'm going to pull up my calculator. How do we enter the function into the calculator? You're going to go to y equals. Are we ready? Y equals. Do you guys need me to write this part down, the y equals part, or you guys knew that? You knew that? Okay, good. You did not know that? Okay, I'll write it down for you.
No, I remember that. Don't worry.
And what was the button? Y equals.
Y equals.
Okay, there you go.
Is that the are we doing with the homework?
Yeah, at the end.
We'll switch up.
Yeah, I'm being wild. All right, so we have x to the fourth power. The way you get the fourth arrow is you're going to press this little up arrow. So you press x. X is right under mode. So right under mode is x. Then you press that little up arrow, which is right above the division sign. And then you do 4. Now, to get out of that exponent, you have to go to your side arrow to get out of it. So press your little side cursor to get out of the exponent.
Downward too.
No, I believe it's just side, but maybe.
Down would be going to the next
Yeah, down goes to the next line.
one, or the B one's in the red one.
Okay, and now we're going to do minus 23, and then x again. Remember, x is right under that mode button. And now we want to the power of 2. So you're going to, again, you have 2 options. You could do the little up arrow right above the division sign and then do 2, or you could press that x squared button, whatever you want. I'll show you x squared. Then you're going to, oops, I don't want that. What happened here? Oh, I'll get it up real quick. All right, minus 18x plus 40. Do we all have it entered? Yeah? Okay, then what you're going to do is press graph.
What's going on over here?
Does yours look like mine?
Yes.
Good. Now, do we all agree we're not able to see the full graph? So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the window settings. On the test, I will tell you the window settings to put it to for the one, so you could be able to see the full graph. So how do you adjust the window settings? I will show you. Let me write it out. So to adjust the window settings, well, y equals enter function, then press graph. Okay, to adjust the window settings, go to window. Can I go back to my calculator?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to go to window. We go to our window button, and now I'm going to tell you what to adjust the window settings to. I want you to put your x minimum as -6. Okay, do not use the minus sign. That will come up as an error. The negative sign is right under the 3. The negative sign is right under the 3. If you use minus, it will not work. So we're going to do -6 is our x minimum. Now use your cursor to go down. Your x max will be 6. Now let's go to our y min and our y max. So go to y min. For your y min, you're going to do -160.
Whoa.
So -160. And our y max is going to be +150. And then you're going to hit graph again.
Whoa. See the parabola.
That's not a parabola,
The
no.
little thing. The thing.
You see? Oh, I see it right. Okay, maybe I see it. Okay, so now let's answer the first. Now that we have our graph, we're going to answer our first question. So let's go back. Hold on, let's write this. To adjust the window setting, go to Window. Then press the graph button when you're done. All right, so now we're getting to our first question. On the interval of 0 to 1, is the graph increasing or decreasing? So let's go back to our calculator. All right, so from, what did we say, 0 to 1? Okay. Here's 0, here's 1. What's happening from 0 to 1? It is going down. So do we agree that's decreasing from 0 to 1? So then we're going to put decreasing. Nico, why the face?
Sorry. Wait. I kind of just lost it for a second. We just did the first. We did A.
Yeah, 0 to 1. Is it increasing or decreasing?
Like you mean like
from
the Y?
No, X.
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 Right.
Whenever we talk about an interval, it's always on the X. Okay, let's go to our next question. Find the lower bound on the interval of -5 to 1. So there's a way the calculator will find it for us. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the second button, then trace, then number 3 where it says minimum. I'll write out all the steps. It's then going to say left bound, question mark, and you're going to use right and left cursor put cursor to the left of the lower bound. Then hit enter. We're not done. Then it's going to say right bound, question mark. So once again, we're going to use the cursor to go to the right of the lower bound. And then we're going to hit enter. And then I'm going to say hit enter twice. Okay. Are you ready to be, well, you're probably still copying this. Finish copying this, and then I'll show you how to do this on the calculator. Are we ready? Okay.
No.
Now you're ready? Okay. So now we only want the interval from -5 to 1. So we're not looking at the total interval. So from -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's this point, all the way to 1. So is this major dip in here part of what I'm looking at? No. So just from -5 to 1, do we agree this is our lower bound right here? All right, so what we're going to do is we want to find the coordinates, or the y value, I should say, for that lower bound. So we're going to hit the blue second button and then trace. Trace is up here in the first row, right? So you hit the blue second button and then trace. When you hit the blue second button and then trace, it brings you to this. And then what are we going to find? The minimum, exactly. So you're going to move your arrow down to the minimum, or you could just press 3 and enter. Okay, so now it's going to calculate the minimum for us, right? What is it saying? Left bound. What does it mean when it says left bound? It means go to the minimum, but then go to the left, or the lower bound, and then go to the left of that lower bound. So it says left bound, so I'm going to move my cursor to the left. Do we all agree that's somewhere to the left of that lower bound? You want to be pretty close to it, but you want to be to the left of it. All right, and then once your cursor is to the left of it, you're going to press enter. Now what is it asking? Now it's asking for the right bound. So what am I going to do? Move my cursor to the right of that dip. Do we all agree this is to the right of that dip? All right, so then we're going to press enter again. It says guess. That's when you press enter one more time.
No matter what.
Yeah, you'll always press 2 enters. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it.
What do you mean it's different numbers? Your y isn't 33 point. It should be the same. $33.08538. It's there. It's the same. 3.175348. It's exactly the same.
Mine is a 9 idea.
Oh, it doesn't matter the decimal all the way to the end. All right, so let's round this 3 decimal points. Now, when they ask for the minimum or the maximum, the lower bound or upper bound, we're talking about its height, right? So its height, y or x? Y. So this is going to be represented by y. So we're going to say the greatest lower bound on the interval of -5 to 1, we'll do 3 decimal places, is -33.085. 3 decimal places.
Oh,
Yes?
what about our whiteboards?
Oh, well, it's too late. Okay, let's keep going.
Whiteboard Friday.
Okay, so now the next question, I had asked for you to find the least upper bound, so the upper bound on the interval of -2 to 1. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the steps from part B, but use number 4 in Calc menu. Use number 4, which is maximum, in Calc menu. Are we ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. So now we're going to from the interval, what was it? Did I say -2 to 1? So we're looking from -2 to +1. Do we agree this is our maximum up here in that interval, this point up here? So what we want to do is we want to find that upper bound. We want to find that maximum. So you're going to go second trace. But this time we're not choosing number 3. We're not choosing minimum. What are we going to choose? 4, maximum. And now it's asking us to go to the left of that maximum. So I'm going to move my cursor to the left of that maximum and press enter. Then I'm going to move my cursor to the right of that maximum and press enter. And then what do I do one more time? Enter one more time. All right, so remember, upper bound, lower bound, aren't we talking about the heights, high and low? So what is that, X or Y? Y, it's Y. So now I want 3 decimal places. So we are 43.546, not 5, I have to round that, right? So 43.546, 43.546.
What if your numbers like aren't exactly?
The 3 decimal places should be the same. After that, it could be different. Are your 3 decimal places not the same?
Yeah.
Really? Why? So I got it now. So I'm not sure why yours was the same, but it should be. Okay. Did we write this down? So our maximum is going to be 43 point, what was it? 546. Okay. Okay, next part. This one's going to be a little bit of work. So we want to find all intervals when f is increasing. Now, when they're talking about an interval, is interval X or Y? Interval. No, anytime we ask for an interval, it's always the domain. It's always X. So anytime I ask for an interval, it's always X. It's always the domain. So I want to go back to my graph and I want to figure out where it's increasing. In what intervals is it increasing? So go back over here. And now this is the whole graph, not just on a specific part of it. So what's happening? And we always read a graph from left to right. So from left to right, do we agree we're going down, we're going down, we're going down, we're going down, up until this point, and then what's happening? We're going up, we're going up, we're going up. So what's happened here? We're going down from the minimum, we start going up from the minimum to the maximum, right? Aren't we going up from the minimum point to the maximum point? But now I'm not looking at the y's. I'm looking at the interval. I'm looking at the domain that it's going up. So what I need to go back and do is I need to find the x values of the minimum and the maximum. So we're going to do this one more time. Oh, what do we still have up there? We have our x maximum, right? So it is increasing from this point all the way to this point. So we know we are increasing on the closed interval, meaning we're doing square brackets, and it was negative 0.397. And this was the x value from maximum point. Can I go back to the graph? So what did I find? I found this x value, but don't I still need to find this x value because this is the interval it's increasing at? So how do I find that x value? I'm going to go back to second trace. Which one? No. Minimum. We're going back to our minimum. and we're going to the left of that minimum, and we're going to the right of that minimum, and pressing enter.
We didn't do this part.
Yeah, we did, but we found the y value. Now what am I looking at?
The X.
Now we want the x value. So what's this x value going to be 3 decimal places? Negative 3.175. Negative 3.175. So let's go back and write that down. Negative 3.175. And this represents the x value from minimum point. Can I go back to my graph? Okay. So we're trying to find all the intervals it's increasing from. So we increase from here to here, and then from this maximum point, aren't we going down? We're going down all the way to here. But then from this point, what's happening? We're increasing till where? Infinity. But do I need to find the x-coordinate of this point? Yeah, how do I find the x-coordinate of this point?
Doing like the whole minimum thing again.
Do the whole minimum thing again. We're going to do that whole minimum thing again. So who remembers, not Nico, who remembers how we do the minimum?
Second.
Uh-huh. Second, trace, and then number 3. And now we're going to go all the way to that other minimum. And we're going to go to the left of it right there. And then we're going to go to the right of it right there. And we found our minimum. Are we looking at x or y for the interval? X. So we're 3.572. So this is the x value from the second minimum. And now back to our graph. Does it stop increasing after that? Does it stop increasing? No, it doesn't stop. It just keeps increasing forever after that. So what do we put? Infinity. Oops. And could I ever do a square bracket for infinity? No, it's always a parenthesis for infinity. Never a square bracket for infinity. Okay, so a couple more questions. Is f bounded on the interval of -2 to 2? Now, based on yesterday's lesson, in order for it to be bounded, what does it have to have? In order for it to be bounded, what does it have to have? Only Nico? Somebody else. In order for it to be bounded, what does it have to have?
It has to have like a top height and a bottom height.
Good. Good. It has to have a top height, a top point, and a bottom point. It can't be infinities. So let's look at this graph. So our interval that we're looking at is from -2 to +2. So we're from here to here. From -2 to +2. Are there any infinities going on there? No infinities. So is it bounded? Yes, it is absolutely bounded. From -2 to +2, it is bounded.
So I was talking about the x's, right? Like both them x's.
The -2 to +2x? Yeah. Anytime I give you an interval, it's always x that you're looking at. All right. And the last part.
Find all zeros.
Find all zeros. There's buttons for that too. So now I want us to find all zeros. So now what you're going to press is you're going to press the second trace. But you're not going to press minimum. You're not going to press maximum. This time you're going to press the number 2, which is 0. And then you're just going to follow the bounds they ask for. Are we ready? Absolutely. I like that. So I'm going back to my calculator, and let's talk about our zeros. What are the zeros again? You tell me. What are the zeros? Where our graph does what?
Hit 0.
Hit 0 where?
0, 1.
0 on the y, which is really essentially where our graph hits the x-axis. The x-axis. So where our graph hits the x-axis. So where are we hitting the x-axis? We're hitting the x-axis here. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
No.
No.
We're hitting the x-axis here. Can we see that? Not really. We're hitting the x-axis here. We're hitting the x-axis here. We're hitting the x-axis here. And we're hitting the x-axis here. All right, let's find those. So what we're going to do is we're going to do second trace. And I'm not pressing minimum or maximum this time. I'm going for the 0, so number 2. Let's go from left to right. So I'm going to go to the left bound of the one furthest to the left. So there's where my cursor's there. I can get a little closer if I wanted to. Enter. Then I need to go to the right of that. So I'm going to go below it. Enter. What do I do again? Enter. So what is the 0 here? -4. Yes.
Can't you just like run that whole thing and try to find when y equals 0 to find the x? So I got the same thing. I just didn't do the whole.
Yeah, sometimes it's a decimal. So in that scenario, you just running your cursor will not give you something completely accurate. Okay, let's go. So we have, for our zeros, we'll make a running list. X equals, was that -4? All right, let's find the next one. So again, we're going to do second trace, 2. And now we're going to the left of the next one. So we're below it. Then the right of the next one, which we're above it. What's up, Maya?
Do you have to press second trace though every single time?
Every time you, yep. Yeah. Because once you press enter for that last time, it sort of gets you out of that programming. So what is the next one? -2. So we have -4, we have -2. Are we ready for the next one? So we got to go back to that second trace again. Enter, enter, and we have 1. You guys find the last one.
My y doesn't say 0.
Uh-oh, why?
I think that would do both ways.
Also, you want to make sure if you're like really below your x-axis. Sometimes it won't find it for you. Is everybody not getting a 0 for the last one?
I
You got
it.
Did you?
I just guessed it was 5.
Yeah, she is.
Didn't give me a 0 for the first
It's not supposed to happen. If it does, don't worry about it because it's still telling you that x is the 0. Don't worry about the y. It's still telling you that. Okay, so what should we have gotten?
5.
5. Anybody need to see me do it? Oop.
This is not so bad.
Not so bad, right? All right, we're done.